In this video, we're going to talk about using an FTP client to transfer your files up to a server. So an FTP client is just a type of software that makes it a lot easier to move your files around. You've seen already how this works with the FTP command line, just the basic principle of getting things from your computer up onto a server. The FTP client allows you to transfer folders and multiple files really easily and to have a visual interface that helps you to keep track. So it's definitely easier than the command line. So after this point, you're always going to be using the client rather than using the command line. That was really just to help you learn the nuts and bolts of how this is working under the hood. The FTP client is in real life what we use to get our files up onto a server because, as I said, it's a tool designed for that and it's a lot easier. The one I'm going to show you here is FileZilla. That's the one that's recommended by our hosting service that hosts our Lord's DMS web. And I created that domain specifically for you guys to use as a sandbox and also as a showcase for your finished websites when you get a little bit further along. So let's go take a look at FileZilla and you can see how that would work. Here's the FileZilla interface. As you can see, there's 4 boxes here at the top: host, username, password, port. The port is going to be 21. That's just the default port. If you don't put anything in there, that's fine. It'll assume it's 21 and that'll work, no problem. Just before I log into the server here, let me just show you how this works. So on the left side, you see your local site and you see all the folder breakdown here. And then this is the pane down here where you actually do the moving around. And then on the right side is the remote site. So this is your computer, this is the server. So it's visually really easy to see where you're moving from one to the other. Now, as I mentioned, our host is lordsdmsweb.net. That's our domain. And then your username and password, I actually sent each of you a file in the Canvas inbox that has the specific information for you, because everybody has their own space on the server. So this is where you would open up that file and you'd grab the username and the password from there. And then here, as I said, you can put in port 21 or you don't have to put in anything at all and it'll be fine. Go ahead and hit quick connect and you should see it doing a bunch of stuff in the top there. And when it is finished, it should list, now when you first enter, it's just going to say successful and there'll be nothing on this right side because you won't have put anything up there yet. But for me, I did do a test file a little bit earlier today. So I've got one file there and that's what I can see on my remote site. Notice the folder with the 2 dots, that's the go up thing. Don't try to go up from here. When you first log in, it's going to get you to your root folder and you don't have access to go up above that. So just leave it here. But once you start creating more complex structures on your server, you will have folders and then you'll be able to move up and down through your folder structure. And you can use that ... Remember, just like we did on the command line, it was ... /. This is exactly the equivalent of that. So when you see these ... in FTP protocols, it's basically telling you that's how you go up a level. It's how you go backwards. And notice now this is on my local computer, so I can go up and I can go down and I can go wherever. So here's where I was, and I'm just showing you that this is how you would navigate to wherever it is you want to go. I'm just loading in some test files just as an example to show you. I'll grab these 2. I could do all of them in this folder. They don't have to be contiguous as I'm showing you here. I'm just going to drag them and drop them over here, and then that's going to initiate the transfer. And then as you can see, they appear over on the side and you get that lovely chime to let you know that you've done it. Okay, now, so that's one piece and it's really just as easy as that. When you're done with your transfer, you just go under server and disconnect and you're all set there. And then the other piece is to go and view it on the website. Here is my area on the website. Now notice, it looks a little bit strange. It has this weird directory and I've gone this is my root, right? So it's that lordsdmsweb.net/test. Mine is test. Yours will be called something different based on the personalized information I sent you. And then I'm just in the root folder, the root area. And so it looks like this. This is because I don't have an index.html file. If I were to put an index.html file here, then it would show that file rather than this little directory. But I did this purposefully so that you could see the files that I have loaded up here. And here are the new files. I just refreshed so you can see them. And then what I can do is navigate to that file, right? Here's one. And here's the other one. So you can see that the files have actually been uploaded there. And when you're going to give me your URL to turn in, what you would do is navigate to the file that you've uploaded, right? And notice here, it's real simple. It's just my root plus the file name. And if I had a folder, it'd be my root plus folder plus file name, okay, wherever it's located. And we'll talk more about that as we get into 381 and we start creating multiple files and folder structures. But this would be the URL that we'd grab. You just copy that, throw it in Canvas, and that's what you'll start turning in. Instead of sending me files, you're going to start sending me these URLs. And it's just as simple as navigating to the place on the website and copying the URL from there.